Happy gaming, everybody! This is HibblyX, and in this Diablo 4 video, we're grinding to level 70. As you can see, I'm almost there. I'm really close. So, I have no idea what this video is going to be about. It could be about Nightmare Dungeons. It could be about the Butcher. It could be anything. How exciting! So, let's get it! Alright, before we get to the grind, before we get to level 70, I thought this would be a great opportunity to show you my gear and my setup. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real fast. Alright, so my helmet, my helmet's probably my least favorite of my equipment, but I'm always in a look for something more. So there's my helmet. Yeah, not too bad. Probably the best attribute there is the 412 maximum life. Here's take a look at my armor, my chest plate. I mean, so I got 17.4% damage reduction to close enemies, 16.5 damage, physical damage, and 8.1% damage reduction from enemies that are bleeding. Since I do bleeding, usually all the enemies that are around me are bleeding. So that gives me an 8% damage reduction. And now we go to my gloves. The gloves are really important because this is one of the key pieces of equipment that you can get that gives you critical strike. So this is the highest I can find so far. It gives me 13.5 critical strike chance against injured enemies, 3 ranks to whirlwind. So that's really important to me because I'm running a Thorns build. I'm not quite a Thorns build yet, but I'm getting there. So I'm getting everything set up that way. And then you can see here 8.3% critical strike chance and then 41 to willpower. The aspect on this one is while berserking, you deal 822 fire damage every second. I didn't quite look at the aspect here for this one. This one for my chest plate is that you heal 27 life per second for each close enemy, up to 153. So that kind of works. I don't know. It seems like the enemies die faster than I'm getting the healing from them. So I might end up changing this. So I'm not quite excited about it, but it is what it is. I got on there for right now, so it works. But I probably will replace it. And now let's move down to my pants. My pants, I have a 26.8 damage reduction while injured. So as soon as I get hurt, boom, there's damage reduction, right? So 26.8, 4.8% armor, 9.7 damage reduction from enemies that are bleeding, 5.4 damage reduction while fortified. So I don't get fortified a lot. It's something that I need to get better at. I guess try to find more items that will generate me being fortified. So the attribute on this one is Iron Skin grants me unstoppable and 18% damage reduction. So it really helps out. I use it quite a bit. Here are my boots, 26.2 movement speed, and I got a 14.2 dodge chance against distant enemies, 49.4 cold resistance, and the 43.3 damage reduction while injured. That's huge. And when there are at least 5 close enemies, I can stun them up to 4 seconds. But this can only happen once for 20 seconds. Going down here to my bludgeoning. The main thing for this one for me is the whirlwind critical strike is at 14%, and I socket everything with emeralds, as you can see with my armor as well as my weapons. I use emeralds all the way around, and the reason for that is that if you look at the attribute for an emerald, it says critical strike damage to vulnerable enemies is 10.5%. So 10.5% critical strike damage to vulnerable enemies. And I got 2 of them there. So that's what, 21%. 21% critical strike damage to vulnerable enemies. All right, now let's move on. This attribute here, this is whenever you deal direct damage while berserking, inflict 30% of the base damage dealt as additional bleeding damage over 5 seconds. That's important because some of the attributes that I have set up in my skills is geared towards bleeding, like making enemies slowed. And once the enemies are slowed, I've got other roll-offs that depend on enemies being injured or slowed. So I'll show you those in a second. And stunning a bleeding enemy deals 24% total bleeding amount to them as physical damage. So boom. So here we're inflicting additional base damage dealt to bleeding damage over 5 seconds, and we're increasing that. Stunning as bleeding deals 24% of total bleeding amount as physical damage. Move on up here to my amulet. This amulet it's pretty good. The reason why I like this amulet is because of the critical strike chance against injured enemies is 10.5%, and also has 11% damage reduction from enemies that are bleeding. And I get 3 ranks to outburst, so that 3 ranks to outburst increases my thorns. We'll look at that in a second. And here is the aspect for this. Imprinted is a 24% chance to increase critical strike against injured enemies, and while I'm healthy, I gain a 48% increase control duration. And the heart that I have in here, the cage heart, is a vicious heart, and this one gains 64% critical strike damage, but I do lose non-critical strike, so I lose 35% damage for that. But you'll see here as I start to grind through, I deal pretty good critical strike damage. Well, the critical strike chance anyway. I'm always looking to get those critical numbers up higher, right? We all are, right? But it doesn't do too bad. Now, I finally got a Barber heart. So finally got one, a caged Barber heart. So I finally got one, and I believe I had one earlier during season 2, but I didn't know exactly what it is that I had, and I might have destroyed it. So I went back and looked, and I was like, what did I do with it? So I've been grinding, and I finally got one. Actually, I have 2. This one is the longer duration of the 2. So what I mean by that, if you look here, the critical strike for this Barber heart, subsequent damage within 3.1 seconds is absorbed by your target. Then the absorbed damage erupts into the surrounding enemies. Stored damage is increased by 13% per second. So yeah, this one is a little longer than the other one. The other one I have is a 2.5%, and the storage damage is increased by 12% per second. But I'm going to wait and see if I can find a better ring to use that one. So I don't want to insert a Barber heart into a previous Barber heart, right? So I want to find a better ring to put that one in. This one has a critical strike damage of 13.3% and a critical strike chance of 4.2%. But here's where we get into some of the fortified generation as well as barrier generation. So there's those numbers there. And going down here to my second ring, and this one does a little bit more in the critical strike damage as well as the critical strike chance. The critical strike damage is 18.8%. That's pretty good. And a critical strike chance of 6%, as well as a fortified generation as 16.5%. The attributes for this one, the aspect for this one is thorns. Damage dealt is 20%. And if we go down here, I have a brutal heart inserted here, which is that 19.5% of incoming damage is instead suppressed. So I use a defensive skill. Actually, I have 2 defensive skills here. I have the Iron Skin, which is the defensive skill, as well as Challenging Shout. Those 2 are defensive skills. So I really don't see this working. I don't know if anyone else uses this brutal heart. I forgot the name of it, but I don't know if it actually works or not, but I've got it in there. So anyway, and going down to the last piece of equipment is my Death Wish Demon Blade. And what makes this one so good right now is that it has 4,254 damage as thorns, but as long as I'm berserking. So that's where these two come in. This one enables berserking, which is the Wrath of the Berserker, as well as my War Cry. So that's the advantage over War Cry versus Rally Cry. War Cry grants you berserking, Rally Cry grants you unstoppable. So the way my setup works, I need to berserk. So that's it with my equipment. Let's take a look at my stats real fast. I'll just go through them here. I don't want to spend too much time on them, but you can kind of just see. I'm just going to scroll through. Not too bad. So here is the critical strike chance is 29%. Critical strike chance versus injured is 24. And that's not counting the aspects for my amulet, as well as the aspects for my weapons. Anyway, so here it is. Vulnerability damage is 111%, almost 112%. Yeah, some of these others could probably be beefed up a little bit over here. Damage versus bleeding, it's not a lot. Yeah, 15%. Damage while berserking is only 7%. So yes, I need to beef that up a little bit, right? Damage with physical, damage with bleeding, damage with slashing, and damage with mastery. So those are the numbers there you can see, which is damage with physical is 71.5%. So not too bad. Damage with bleeding 15, damage with slashing 35, damage with mastery 24. My total thorns is, this is just what is socketed, is almost 1,500. Maximum life is a little over 3,000. 44 life generation. My armor 5,600. Dodge chance is not a lot. Not a lot. I'm not going to be dodging a lot. So it's a 2.8%. Fortify bonus is 30%. Barrier bonus is 11%. Yeah. So poison is probably my biggest weakness. Look at that. My poison is 24.5% reduction. Yeah. Or resistance. Yeah. And then come down here. Damage reduction while injured. That's pretty good, right? 58.5. And then if we add in my class reduction, that's another 10%. So we're looking at a total around 68.5% damage reduction while I'm injured, not counting if they're bleeding. So you can add another 26.2% in there. So we're close to 90%. We're close to 90% damage reduction. So yeah, my movement speed is 126.3%. PvP damage reduction versus PvP is 92%. So there you have it. That is my stats and my equipment. Take a quick look at my skill sets real fast. Let me expand this out so you can kind of see what I have in here. I have 3 whirlwind all the way up to, I'm sorry, this is lunging strike, so 3 on lunging strike, as well as enhanced lunging strike and battling lunging strike. Then we go on down to whirlwind. My gloves give me 3 to whirlwind, so that gives me a total of 5. I have 2 in there already, so we have 5. Then we have enhanced whirlwind as well as furious whirlwind. I use furious whirlwind because it does bleeding damage over 5 seconds. Then I use endless fury. Coming down here to my defensive skills, I have Iron Skin as well as Challenging Shout. Right here is Outburst. So this gives me my amulet gave me 3 to outburst. I believe it was 3 to outburst. So there it is. Yeah, 472 thorns, as well as 47 thorns for each 236 bonus maximum life. So the more life I have, the more thorns I have. That's how I'm reading this, unless I'm mistaken. And then right here, tough as nails. So increase my thorns by 9% when enemies hit me, and they take additional 10% of the thorns as bleeding damage. So here again, we're focusing on this bleeding damage. And then my challenging shout, I use this because it gives me a 40% damage reduction for almost 7 seconds. And also it gives me 30% thorns to my maximum life. Going down here to my brawling skill. So here I use War Cry, as I mentioned earlier, as well as Booming Voice. The Booming Voice, I have 2 socketed, or 2 added to my Booming Voice, which gives me a total of 16% effect duration increased. So and then right here I have Aggressive Resistance, which gains 12% damage reduction while berserking, as well as Prolific Fury. While berserking, Fury generation is increased by 6%. I'd like to put more on that, but I don't know. Okay, so here is the big ones for me. I have a 9% increased critical strike chance against immobilized, stunned, or slowed enemies. Okay, so how do I get slowed enemies? Well, if I look right here, hamstring, your bleeding effects slow healthy enemies by 40%. So now my thorns, well, just my bleeding effects create slow enemies. All right, so these slow enemies, now I have a 9% critical strike chance against the slowed enemies. So that's why it's important for me to have the enemies to bleed. We'll take a look at some others here. 23% increased damage against injured enemies, as well as increased damage to close enemies, and I gain 6% distance damage reduction. Then we go here to Cut to the Bone. Your bleeding's effects deal 15% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. So now I'm making them bleed, and then I get a critical strike against them being, well, slowed. Slowed causes them to bleed. Yeah, so you see where all this is going. And now we go down here to ultimate skills. The ultimate skill I'm using here is Wrath of the Berserker. Of course, it helps me berserk. And I have Tempered Fury, which has increased maximum fury by 6, as well as heal for 6% of maximum life. Oh yeah, and then right here, heavy-handed. I'm using all 3 for this one, which is while using hand-in-handed weapons, I'm doing 15% increased critical strike damage. So, and right here, overpowered. I really don't do a lot of overpowered, so I have that on there just because I sometimes do. I probably could move that to someplace else, maybe up here to thick skin. You know, I could probably add that there. But anyway, I keep it here. And then last but not least, my key passive skill, I'm using the Gushing Wounds, because when causing an enemy to bleed, you have a chance to equal your critical strike chance to increase the bleed amount by 150% of your critical strike damage bonus. So for me, it's all about making them bleed, and then, you know, getting the roll-offs, the bonuses because of that. So that's it. And then Paragon board roll fast. Here it is. So I am using the Disembowel only because there's not a lot of, you know, the only thing that's in here in this particular Paragon board is strength and willpower. So this particular one here really bonuses off of the willpower. So that's why I'm using Disembowel. And this Paragon board is geared towards vulnerability and taking advantage of enemies that are vulnerable, such as, you know, 20% vulnerability damage, and like the reductions. Well, this one's a 5% vulnerability damage. 5% vulnerability damage. If I go over here, this one is 2% damage reduction from vulnerable enemies. Same as this one. So I am going to end up filling all of these out here. And then right here, another 20% to vulnerable damage. Yep. And then right here, a 20% damage with two-handed slashing weapons. Yep. And, oh yeah, this one here, the legendary node is this one is lucky hit. Two-handed slashing weapons attack up to 8% to make enemies vulnerable. So I don't really have a lucky hit. My lucky hit percentage is terrible. So, but luckily I don't need that because I have this right here, which is the exploit. And you should use exploit because for every 5 dexterity purchased within range, I get a 1.3% increased damage to vulnerable targets. But this is what makes it so awesome. When an enemy is damaged by you, they become vulnerable for 3 seconds. This cannot happen more than once for every 20 seconds per enemy. So for me, this is huge because now when I make enemies vulnerable, they are slowed, and once they are slowed, I can, well, they're bleeding, they're slowed, and I exploit that. Yeah, so I got all the bonuses for that. So anyway, that is my setup. So now let's find us something to do. So let's go ahead and bring up my consumables. And let's do this. Well, we can't do that. Those are tier 4. I'm not in tier 4 yet. So here is a... What? That's another tier 4. Here we go. This one's a tier 3. So this is a tier 19. Nightmare Dungeon. So let's go ahead and use that. Awesome. And let's bring up our map. There it is. To the Lost Keep Nightmare Dungeon. So let's take a look at how all of this works. So let's see if it works. This is a tier 19 and shouldn't be too bad, right? We're going to go in here. We're going to test, see how everything works. And if you have any tips, tricks, or anything you would like to add, you know, make sure you put that in the comments. So say, hey, I really like your Barbarian setup, or this is what you can do to make your Diablo 4 Barbarian better. And again, I am running Lunging Strike with Whirlwind.
How long are we going to stay?
Here we go. Oh, and stuff's going to fall on my head. So let's go ahead and... So see how automatically as soon as I hit them, they become vulnerable.
I'm low on fury.
And then boom, the Barber destroys them. All right, let's go. Yeah, it's mowing them down. So anytime where I see, there we go. Anytime I see vulnerable or immune, I know that I've hit them. Oh yes. I don't know what that was. It hit me. Something hit me. What is that? Do I gotta destroy those things? What does it say? Okay. Slay the fractured spirits. Is that what this is? No. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna go here and just clear everything out. Dang, this Banshee has taken every possible hit I could throw at it, huh?
I need more fury.
I need more fury. I'm always needing more fury. Dang. There we go. There we go. I usually don't pick up gems in a Nightmare Dungeon. Boom, watch it. Oh, I thought for sure he was going to explode as well. There we go. That we will pick up. Oh.
My friends were cut down.
My friend, we were separated. Okay, take that, cleric. My whirlwind is. Ooh, so that thing, it kind of arches and then splatters. Woohoo!
I need more
Yeah,
fury.
when I see immune, that's how I know my they got hit with the Barber. Boom. Usually they explode afterwards. Oh, we got a big one. Okay, now I am going to use this and let's see if my thorns work. Oh, well, he's got to hit me first. So that, yeah, I think he just did 7,000. Yeah. Come on. Hit me. Hit me. Yeah, see, I don't do a lot of thorns unless I berserk. So that's currently how my thorns are set up right now. Is through berserking. Hopefully, when I get to tier 4, once I complete this nightmare dungeon, I can get the razor plate. I don't know if I just know the razor plate has a lot of thorns. I don't know how good it's set up. I don't know any other attribute besides the thorns. It could be terrible. I don't know. But I'm going to rock it, and we're going to make it awesome. Yes, we are. So what happens if I don't destroy those blood blisters? Take that, vengeful spirit. Oh, it's just a sigil. All these clerics kind of just sitting around. Do I have to shave my head to be a cleric? Wonder how long I can. Oh, I was gonna say, I wonder how long I could use whirlwind. Woohoo! I just kind of just rolled through them. I saw some nasties over here. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I just know that I'm supposed to be there. That's the story of my life. I don't know where I'm going. I just know I'm supposed to be there. I thought for sure he died. No, I guess he's still alive. There he goes. Okay, the next blood blister that pops up, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'm scared. You don't want me berserking. You don't want me to berserk. Okay, so the blood blisters don't do anything except explode. That's it. Do they hurt me? I don't know about that. Let's just destroy it. Gosh, you guys hiding in that chest this whole time? We might make it to level 70 at the end of this nightmare dungeon. If not, we'll do another one. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, so are you all clerics too? You are. Oh, well, that one's a cleric. And I gotta see if they're all shaved heads. And so, are the ghosts in cahoots with the clerics? Is that what's up? Don't let that. Ooh. I think if that exploded in my face, that would have been awful. I don't know when last time. Okay, I'm not going to finish the rest of that sentence. Get him! Got you. Oh, there's a blister. Boom. Yes, it's the wrath of the berserker. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at our map real fast where we need to go. I think we need to go this direction. That looks right to me. Oh, 646 gold. We gotta get it. Oh, look! Clerics.
more fury.
I'm always needing more fury. Oh, yes. I do wish this game was just a little bit harder. I don't know. I was really hoping for... I love Dark Souls and Demon Souls, Bloodborne. I like hard, scary games. So maybe one night, I am going to show you, or show everyone out there, my trophies. And the only platinum trophies I have on my PlayStation are from Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, yeah, those type of games. The harder the game, the better. Except I really haven't gotten into Cuphead. I don't know. It's just that type of side-scrolling game. I don't know. I'm not saying that the game's not bad. It's just I don't know. I like that free range movement. You know, I like to be able to move around, kill stuff. That's why I couldn't get into Skyrim. I wanted to love Skyrim so much. I was like, oh, this game is going to be awesome. I got a book, got all awesome stuff for Skyrim, you know, about all the cool stuff, and I get in and playing it. And I think what happened was I went from playing like Demon Souls. I went from playing Demon Souls into Skyrim, and I don't know. So if you play Demon Souls or Dark Souls or Bloodborne and all that, you know how you can roll and you can get behind stuff and you can fight. You got complete control, right, of your movements. When I get into Skyrim, it's like it's the whole fighting thing was wonky to me. I don't know. So I gave up on it. I know. I probably hear everybody kind of yelling at me right now. It's like, why? It's amazing. Yeah, it might be amazing to you, but to me, I like movement. I like control. I like to be able to, you know, do whirlwinds. That's it. I'd really like if I could craft more in this game. You know, like take a blue item or something that's pretty basic, and then turn it into something magical, something like that. I don't know. But you know, this is Diablo. I love Diablo. I love this franchise. Been playing it ever since I can remember. I think, yeah, 98, 97. I just remember I was into Rob Zombie when Diablo 1 came out. And I believe Diablo 1 was the first game that I played multiplayer on PC. I believe so. I believe it was the very first game that I played multiplayer. And this was back in the old holler in East Kentucky. Oh, the good old creepy holler. That's what I should start doing. I should start playing scary video games, and I call it Creepy Hollow. I do like creepy. I don't get scared easy. I think that's a talent that I have that a lot of people don't. I don't scare very easy. It's not that I don't get afraid, or is that the other way around? Yeah, okay. I'm not afraid, but I do get scared. I'll just say that. Okay, so there are some things on this planet that I am afraid of, and ticks are one of them. Anything that sucks blood, I think. Leeches, ticks, mosquitoes. Yeah. I could say vampires, but have you ever seen a vampire? I don't know. I might have to go. We'll go find out if I might have to go to a some place that vampires know are to exist, and just kind of hang out with them for a little bit. Is that a good idea? Oh. I'm just rambling on. I might hit 70. This might be, we just might do this one nightmare dungeon and that's it.
Not ready.
Yeah, they are a few levels higher than me, 72, 73. I just know that ghost. And some of these are taking... There he goes, he's dead. Oh, I thought for sure he would have been dead. The barber would have killed him. There he goes. Let's grab this shield. Oh, you missed. You missed, Blister. Take that, cleric. He came running in on me like I thought he was the butcher. Boom.
More fury.
Yes, we do. Oh, get away! Oh, oh, wow. Those things do hurt. Okay. Wow. If I was any closer to those, that would have, yeah, they would have killed me. So all that damage reduction I showed you earlier. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Destroy it. Woohoo. Let's get into some berserking. Let's go. Okay, destroy it. Oh yeah. It'd be awesome if the butcher showed up now. Where you at, butcher? I don't anticipate I'm not going to see the butcher until I get to tier 4. So I saw him 2 nights in a row the other day. Actually, on the last video I shared, I saw him twice in the same night. Then the next day I was playing, I ran into the butcher again. So I don't know if he's going to show his face anymore. I seriously don't. Dang, his blood blister stuck. Woo! This blood blister did not want to go down. Boom. Oh, I thought it was just going to leave him a skeleton there, but the skeleton evaporated as well. Knock, knock. It's me. Yeah, I've been thinking about going into some haunted houses here.
I'm out of fury.
Let me know what you all think about this. Thinking about going into some haunted houses and take my computer with me and play some of the scariest video games that I know of inside of a haunted house. Sound like a cool idea? I think it does. Or watch a horror movie and get my heart rate. You know, that sounds like a cool idea. You can. I'll set up some ghost hunting stuff behind me. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh gosh! Dude, this guy right here is not going down. Let's make myself iron skin. Woohoo! It is a different ball game once I hit him with that whirlwind. Once I use whirlwind, it is on. No, you don't. Oh. Yeah, see, boom. Complete difference. Yeah, see, look at that. So I think it might be because my critical strike chance is higher in my whirlwind. Okay, we have 3 more bad guys here. Let's hit this one with some berserking.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, toast. Come on, die. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Woo! I didn't think it was gonna happen that time. Yeah, as soon as I berserk, and then I go into whirlwind.
Their history.
What are you doing over here? Huh? Were you hiding? Were you hiding? What were you doing back here in this quarter? Mr. What is it? Amphitrus Sparks Spawn? Who named you that?
Not ready yet.
Amphitrus Spark Spawn. Okay, now we got to return the animus. Hey, what are y'all doing over here? I didn't see y'all earlier.
I need more fury.
Uh-oh. Run away from that blood blister. Where am I going? Where's the animus thing? Oh, it's up here. Well, what's on over here? I don't want to leave just yet. I don't want to return the animus. Oh, we got to blow this blister up. Woo. That was almost a disaster for all of us. Uh-oh. Okay, Harold. Where's Kumar at? Okay. Knock, knock. Surprise! Sorry to ruin your party, but it's Hibili X. The Barbarian. The Disciple of Crom. Oh yeah, that's my clan name. The Disciple of Crom. So if you want a clan, and if you definitely play as a barbarian, that'd be kind of cool, right? Play as a barb, and you want to be in a clan, check out the Disciples of Crom. Especially, like I said, if you're a fan of Conan the Barbarian, which I am. I was really hoping I would see the Butcher. I was really hoping. But I don't think the Butcher's going to show up. Woo. Oh, look. I found it. It's a little too late. Hey, I've been over here. What's up? Well, let's grab this cap. Might as well put it over here. Of course, I had to do everything backwards. All right. Now let's run. Let's run. Run! Get out of here! Oh, look. I'm gonna get the... Oh, yes. Take that, you blood blister! There we go! Uh-oh, look down at the bottom. Look, I'm almost at 70. This should do it. This should do it. And then my next video will be the attempt at the capstone dungeon again. Okay, the resurrected malice. Let's go. Let's go. Woo-hoo. Oh yeah, total destruction. Total. Oh. Ooh! Dang, you ain't supposed to do that. All right, let's berserk. Let's take this guy down. Oh, look at that.
I'm low.
Oh, toast. Oh, there's another blood blister. Oh, you can't hurt me inside the bubble. Yes, we defeated the lost... What did it say? The Lost Keep? I don't know what it just said. I didn't read that fast enough. Dead Man's Nightmare Sigil. Groovy. Okay. And I think I am going to put it back on the blood feeder, right? Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and... There we go. Oh, it was so close. Oh, so close. All right, let's use this Paragon point, and I will throw it. I need to finish out these magic notes. I guess it doesn't matter which one. I don't know. I'm going to do this vulnerability damage. I'm going to get as much of those in as possible. Oh, what's over here? Ah, physical damage. So after I finish this one, then probably grab these as well. There's another one. Yeah, damage reduction from vulnerable enemies. Don't want that one. I want to do damage. Yeah, that one. Cool. All right. Whew. Well, there it is. All the way through. Look at that. We got the level 70 in one video, in one dungeon. Yes. All right, so make sure you stay tuned to the next video, which is going to be the return to the capstone dungeon, which is the return to the Fallen Temple with my rematch with Elias. Let's hope it ends better than the last video. All right, well, hope you like this video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, happy gaming.